Setting boundaries, that's what I want to talk about today. It's so interesting, and I think setting boundaries has to be one of the healthiest things that we can do as human beings, not only for healthier relationships with other human beings, but also for our own relationship with ourself, um, and our goals, our ambitions, what we want to achieve in life. And setting boundaries, I think a lot of people freak out about setting boundaries because they think it means that people are going to think they are um, being mean or domineering or something. But actually, um, that's their problem, and it's not your problem how they interpret your boundaries. What you can control is how you set the boundaries. Um, And you don't have to set a boundary in a cold and mean way. You can set a boundary very warmly. You can say no in such a warm, kind, thoughtful way. You really don't have to be horrible about it. And you've got to remember this is so crucial. However, the person you've set the boundary with responds, that is their business. That is not your business. Your business is you. Um, and you can just be so nice about it, but be firm. And basically, what you're doing is being nicer to your inner self. You're being self-loving. You're being honest with yourself about your own needs. Um, you're being honest with yourself about what you can handle and what you can't handle. Be that a timing issue or a conversation topic issue. Like, for example, if you don't want to do an evening because you're trying to get an early night, you you can very warmly say no to an evening invitation and very warmly say, look, I'm good in the day. Can we do lunch? That's an easy thing to do. If there's a topic you don't want to speak about, you can very kindly and calmly just say, hey, when we sometimes talk about our parents and we're just so negative about them, um, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to really move forward now and I want to just talk positively. Um, so what do you think? Would you be happy to try and do that with me? Um, And then, you can go from square one on that. And it might take a while because obviously there's been a big habit of talking negatively about parents. A lot of kids do it, a lot of adult kids do it. They get together and the topic of mum and dad comes up, and it's an opportunity to lick over those wounds and go over that stuff and talk again and again. And if you really look at it, you're actually not moving forward and you're actually propagating it and you're actually reactivating it between you, and you're actually just standing still or even declining. You know, you're not moving forward. And you do need to set in boundaries. If you want to expand and change and get better and feel better and sleep better and be more successful in your life and, you know, write that book or, I don't know, have that successful relationship with that guy or that girl, whatever it is that's your goal, I don't know. Um, I know what my goals are, and I know that it's really crucial for me to protect my energy. And I'm really empathic to my detriment. Um, I can pick up how other people are feeling within seconds, just with looking at them, just even from a photograph. I can pick up stuff about other people. It's a really incredible thing that I used to think it was a problem. It used to be a problem until I really identified it, and now I see it as a real skill. But it's it's very easy to then be overly nice because you are in such a place of understanding that it's very easy to be overly nice to that person because you know what they're feeling and you don't want them to feel like that and you don't want them to feel badly about you, but that's not your business. Your business is you, and your business is your energy. Your business is how you feel about something. And what we've got to realize is that we have to set in our boundaries and protect ourselves and realize that those boundaries are not us being mean, not in any shape or form, not at all. And we can set those boundaries in such a nice way. Doesn't have to be mean. And the really important point I think about boundaries is also, as you all know, I'm all about how your relationship is with you. That's my hugest, most important topic internally. And I've done so much self-discovery on that. It's blown me away, really, because it's changed my life. You set your own boundary with yourself. And, all those morning routine things, all those promises you make yourself every day, all those promises you say to yourself to make sure you're doing certain things for yourself. Are you doing them? Are you actually breaking your own boundaries that you set with yourself? Are you grabbing your phone in the morning and spending a couple of hours stalking your ex or scrolling all about, I don't know, Meghan and Harry instead of getting on with your work? Are you doing that? And in that case, you're breaking your own self decisions and boundaries that you've set yourself for your day. Maybe you've got a rule that you don't touch your phone or respond to anybody else, check emails, check WhatsApp until you've done a certain thing in your day. Maybe it's a workout, maybe it's writing something, maybe it's making a video, maybe it's checking the stock market and making your investments. I really don't know what it is, but whatever it is that's your goal, that you've prioritized for that day, maybe you've picked up your phone before that today, and maybe you've just wasted a whole bunch of time actually, watching a pussycat jumping on a lion's back, or I don't know. It can be so inane, and yet it's kind of dopamine hit after dopamine hit, and it's tempting to do it. But it's not moving you forward, is it? It's not shifting you. It's not shifting your goal towards yourself, and you're breaking your promise to yourself. And this is really crucial. I think, to be honest, once you get this down and you start holding yourself to a certain standard, I think it's much easier then to notice how, when you're around other people, maybe those standards are getting eroded again, and then you can check in with yourself and go, oh, how come I did that? Why did I do that? That was interesting. I'm not keeping that boundary. Maybe you decided you weren't going to spend any money that month because you really want to budget and you really want to put some money aside. And then there's a certain situation that's cropping up in which you're like, oh, okay, let me just buy a coffee for that person, or let me just, buy a takeaway for that person. And maybe that person, I don't know, maybe it's just something as simple as that. And you're like, actually, that feels wrong because I said I wouldn't do that, but now here I am doing it. Um, so, this is all about self-love. Again, it's my biggest topic. And we can be so clear with the world, and we have to be clear with ourselves too. And I think my whole point today is you can do all these things without being horrible. And if somebody does think you're being horrible, and you know you're not, you know all you're doing is protecting your own success and protecting your own self, which is a really valid thing to do, especially in the face of having been brought up maybe in a family which didn't really protect you, which I certainly was. And if that's all you're doing, that's really valid. And however the other people react to the boundary you set or to whatever you're doing in your life, that is their business. It's not your business. So really try not to take stuff personally, because it's nothing to do with you, how people are, you know. That's so important. Anyway, speak to you tomorrow. It's been good. I feel good.